All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Portland Riverhogs. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 22-yard line.
Hey, come on. Stinky. Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
They'll run with Elliott. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
It's just me and you. Kill. Deuce. 22, check, cover. 22, check, cover. Go. Pump. Hey.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
Watch block, motion, pump. Yo, I got motion, man. Me, I got this.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Let's go.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Right back to him on first down. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, and defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. On 3rd down, Elliott. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 40-yard line.
Let's go. 18 Gator. You remember me? You remember me? Go, baby. Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. I'm coming.
Draw play, Elliott. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They go play action now. Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Wild. He's coming. Double up.
Here's Elliott. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Check. Go out. Go.
Now a give, right side. It's Little, and he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
And Lobo. Switch. 36. Hey, switch gears. Leo. Now.
On 2nd down now, it's Little. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Switch. Yep. Bravo. To the right. Watch the curve.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Ready. 2, Mike, 2. Here we go.
first down. Little. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Here we go, here we go. 60 Pittsburgh.
65, 65.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, exit.
Second and 13. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. That's caught inside the 20. So with a big gainer anyways, he'll go ahead and take that instead of the pass interference call.
They didn't need the penalty. It would have been different, right, if they had somehow lost some yardage somewhere, but they did not. Gained all they could, down to the spot of the foul. Nothing to be gained by taking the penalty.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
Look at me, zipper. Look at me. Go.
They'll try the left side. It's Little. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Second and 9 now. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point attempt to come here. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
2 times. 3 down.
Jackson from the shotgun. Eluding the pressure right. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. This offense so far on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 9. They go play action with Jackson. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So on 4th down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Wild, to kick it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
You're looking there at a defensive back who's maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. With his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And his guys have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right?
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Here we go again.
He'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards, the final tally.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Set a tone, fellas.
On first and 10, it's Jackson. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. Jackson. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. From the gun on third down, Jackson. And finding Davis here, the tight end. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on fourth.
I'm letting you know right now, you better.
Running with Elliott. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Mike 50, Mike 50, Mike 50. Know your job. Mike 50.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Well, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Hey, Alpha!
Here's a 2nd and 7. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
They're going to look to throw. He sets to fire deep. And it's knocked away and incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
Hey, 25 to Mike. We're going 25. Go.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Zimmerman. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th. A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Hey, Delta. Hey, 25 the mic. We got 25 the mic. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Let me know what you got. What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some.
Get it.
They'll look to throw here. And his throw is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
25 the mic. Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line.
2nd and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Summers. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down.
15. First down, Pittsburgh.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Smooth. 5.
They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Strong right. Strong right. Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down. Mike 2. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Go.
Back to throw here. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. In for the score. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will shave one more off this lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott.
Partner, it's not often that I expect running backs to eclipse 100 yards in back-to-back games, but he left 100 way behind last week. I think he's going to do it again. I'm expecting 150 or more.
And last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So if he does what you say he might, maybe he'll get another one.
Hey, I think he's locked in.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That'll go as a 16-yard gain as they pick up the first.
He's crashing. It's great.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll run on first down. It's Elliott, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
go. Set. Get team on it. Get team on it. Here we go. Here we go.
Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Play action. It's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking, but to me it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. This is fielded at the 7. And just a net of 31 here, 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now.
They've got his man complete. And they finally take him down, but not before he reaches the 43.
Number 16.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let's go, B. Let's go.
Go.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Kill.
Go. Be driven.
On 1st down, Little. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 42-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 8. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. This quarterback now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. Now a give right side. It's Little, and he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Go. Hey.
He'll look to throw. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. As his guys are back within a single score. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
Hey, wahoo!
Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike.
They'll try and throw for it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big pickup of 38.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Watch the twist.
Going to give this time to the tailback. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Right there.
Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
Ready. Watch 50. Let's go. Watch tight end. 3
Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Harrison Butker on for the field goal. A 45-yard attempt.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that'll push the lead up to 8. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet. Okay, being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Watch the boot. Watch the boot.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down.
Let's go. 18, Gator.
There's a part now. Switch.
Blue draw, Corker.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, over.
36 to Mike. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Mike, 36.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick.
Well, they needed the touchdown and the two-point conversion, but they're not going to get a shot at either. This is a great play here defensively, Brandon, and at a time that they sorely needed one. And that could be enough to help get them out of here with a victory.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. You don't see that a ton, do you? The cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Throwing now is Jackson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
You hate to give the ball away here in the 4th quarter while you're just holding a slim lead, but that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Now. Who's that? Who's that? Choose the mic. Here we go.
Bravo.
Mike 2.
He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. So this one fairly well in the bag as they take over with a 1st and goal. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the home team here, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they'll drop to 10-4 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, Brandon Gordon, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.